Hey, you guys, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. How's it going? Well, today is a very special day, and I've got a little extra protection with me because we are going to explore Donald Trump's soul contract. And the reason I think this is special is because he's so triggering to so many people, even people who support him. There's no doubt that he triggers them too from time to time. But I suppose just like we all trigger each other sometimes. But I think it's going to be really interesting, potentially healthy to think of him in a different way. And what I mean by healthy, I mean for your mental health, okay, which eventually affects your physical health. So I just was curious about this. So I did a call out. I can't remember if this was just spirit. It might have been a call out in the spirit circle, or I might have done it on the public channel. I can't remember. 4 questions. And I have 16 questions. The first 4 are just sort of basic soul contract questions. And I'll just give you a brief intro as to what I'm talking about first. Okay. Before I get started, if you're new to the channel, please check out the playlist called Start Here in the channel, and that will introduce you to the dowsing rods and what exactly I'm doing in case you're just like, what you stumbled across this video and you're like, well, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. Okay. It would probably be better for you to start there. Okay. Under Start Here. All right. So yeah, I'm going to ask my spirit guides using the dowsing rods, and we'll probably I'll ask my spirit guides if it's appropriate to tap into Donald Trump's higher self to answer the questions. Okay. And they'll let me know if they feel it's appropriate or not. I only know when my glasses are dirty when I'm recording, because I realize, oh, there's a smudge I can hardly see through right at the moment. Okay, so basically what I understand about soul contracts, and I will ask, well, actually, while I'm going to talk about this, let's just have the rods up and see if what I'm talking about is somewhat accurate. They might correct me, which would be amazing. So, okay. So if you're new here, one of the things I do is just start with a protection prayer to make sure that I am calling upon those who I want to speak to. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Okay, and that's why I have my little protection stone. This is black obsidian, I think is how you say it. And I got this really smooth. I love it. I did a reading in the Spirit Circle, I think it was this week, where we did a pick one. That's the membership of the channel. But the reason I'm using this week, and you could do the same thing, is I happen to get this new deck. I don't have it in front of me. And it's on using it's an oracle deck with crystals, okay? And each card is a different crystal, and then it explains like the spiritual meaning and what you can use it for physically and mentally and stuff like that. So in the circle, I do a weekly blessing. So every Sunday I come on and I help people just, here's an angel card reading or an oracle deck reading. We do a clearing and a hug from the SGs just to kind of prepare for the week. Okay. And so I did a pick one. I did 3 cards and everybody intuitively picked the one that they wanted. And so this was the stone. There was 3 different stones, then 3 different cards. This was the one I picked this week. So I'm carrying it around with me. I'm going to the gym after this, and I might have some pockets in my spandex pants things. I don't know if they're called spandex anymore. That's funny. Gym pants. And so I might put that in my pocket. Why not? So that rock is mine for the week. Okay, so I feel very protected because of that stone. All right. That was a little side note, just in case you're curious about crystals. All right, so you guys, I'm going to ask my spirit guides. You can see here, I'm talking to you now on the camera. You can see right here. Do you see that no? And on this side, there's a yes. So these are yes and no questions. That's obviously the only way they can answer me. And I don't have clairaudient or clairvoyant. I think I'm clairsentient, somebody said. I'm still learning the clairs, where that's like you get an idea intuitively and then you trust that that's your spirit team talking to you. Okay. So, but I have been working with my spirit team through these dowsing rods for about 8 years. So I'm pretty in tuned with them, and I really understand kind of what they're saying most of the time, not all of the time. And you're going to notice that, okay, so can you guys show me a yes, please? Okay, so that's yes. Can you show me a no, please? And again, if you want more information, please go to the Start Here videos. Okay, thank you. Can you guys just answer some basic questions for me about soul contract, as I was going to explain to my viewers here? Okay. So, soul contracts, as far as I understand them, is that we are born before we come to Earth. Is it true that we sit with our spirit teams? We each have 2 spirit guides, correct? You've already answered that in another video. Those are in the Start Here videos, you guys. So yes. Okay. So we each have 2 spirit guides that stick with us our whole lives. Okay. Are they also considered guardian angels? Yes. I've also heard Sterling, psychic medium, call them birth angels. Yes. Okay. So is the name irrelevant? Yes. Okay. So different psychics might get different names and what works for them and their audience, which is totally fine. Okay. But my SGs say, spirit guides, is that it's irrelevant. Is that true, you guys? Yes. Okay. So we have these 2 spirit guides. Do we then plan our soul contract with did I plan my soul contract with you? Okay, wide swing. They really shifted on that. Okay. Is anybody else involved besides my higher self and you 2? Oh, no. Okay. Can we call in special forces if we wanted to? Like when we're planning? Okay. We'll do a separate, so what this is intended to do is bring up a topic, okay? So we're talking about soul contracts, but specifically about 45's soul contract. So I'm going to assume you might have additional questions. Feel free to put them in the comments and we collect them all. And when we have enough comments of a particular topic, then we will do another video, okay? Just like this one. But I'm just giving us a kind of an intro to soul contracts, but we could spend an hour talking about soul contracts with them. Okay. So feel free to ask your additional questions. So we basically have this contract, and I'm asking my SGs now, we basically have this contract that we've kind of agreed to in terms of like lessons we want to learn. Is that correct? No. Okay. Do we agree to things we want to experience? Okay, yes. So it's experience based? Yes. Is it lesson based? No. Okay, so that's interesting, right? These are things I don't know. Okay. So we experience to learn. Okay. So it is based on lessons then. So they had said yes. It's not based on lessons. Okay. So this is when you might have additional questions that I can't tease out because my brain's not going there for some reason. They're really saying no. All right. So feel free to ask additional questions about that. So is this soul contract like extremely specific? Yes. Does it plan out who we'll end up being friends with, partners with, or everybody? Did it plan out specifically that we would find people who are connected in this community, whether it's on my channel or somebody else's channel within the YouTube spiritual community? Did we even plan out that far that we would connect at some point? Wow. That's cool. Yes. Okay. So you're telling me, I'm talking to them, that if whoever is sitting in front of me watching this right now, that was part of their soul contract for that person and I to get connected? Yes. Could that have been for reasons other than positive reasons? No, let me clarify. Could that be that, so there could be multiple reasons why. Would one of them be for like the positive connection, correct? Okay, so yes and yes. But one of them could also be, and this is just an example, something that would be triggering. Yes. So they might find themselves here and get triggered by me, correct? And what we're doing? Okay, yes. And that there is a purpose for that, correct? Yes. Boy, see, I could go on forever, you guys, on this, and we'll never get to the Donald questions. Um, so, because this is interesting, I've never asked these questions before. So does that mean though that the person who gets triggered, let's just say, because I'm using this as an example. So if you go across somebody else's channel or you read a book, whatever, or you run into somebody at the store, and you get triggered by them. Okay, it's the same thing. We're just talking about, I'm just using this as one example. So if somebody finds themselves here and they get triggered by something I'm doing or saying, are they meant to take a second look? Yes. Are they meant to look at their triggers? Yes. Do you find most people examine each trigger? No. Okay, guys, this is all about what's triggering you. And okay, so most people will just leave a comment that they don't like you or something, right? Or what you said. Not most people. Okay, they're slowing down. They're like, yeah, not most people. But so my point at that is most people, so I'm going to think about this for my own behavior. Most people will spend time, our ego wants to say, you triggered me, you're a bad person, And instead, you want to look inside and first of all say, thank you for triggering me. I'm wondering why I'm triggered. Can you imagine if we all did that all the time? Could you imagine? Who does that all the time? Anybody? Anybody raise your hand. Oh my gosh. I'm going to start doing it though. Why am I triggered right now? Do it with the person that you live with, the closest person to you. Every time. Why am I triggered right now? If you start to examine that, it would be helpful, which is another reason to slow your life down, simplify, because if you are busy, 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 one, you're probably trying to avoid all the triggers. That's my guess. Okay, we are really going into the weeds here. 14 minutes and we haven't even talked about Donald yet. That's going to annoy some people. Why are you so triggered? I know. Just making jokes now. All right. So, okay, you guys are getting the point though. I could ask so many questions about soul contracts. So let's do that another video. Okay. But that will set us up now for the rest of the questions, which I will buzz through. All right. So the first four questions are a little bit more general, but they did come from you guys. So number one, do we choose our life trials in our soul contracts? Okay, well, how is that different than lessons? They said yes. Is that different than lessons? All right, okay. Again, trials are experiences. So do we choose positive trials and negative trials, correct? Okay, what we deem negative. Okay, yes. So we could say, do we choose low energy experiences and high energy experiences? Would be another way to say that. Yes. Okay. Number two, is it possible to modify our soul contracts? No. Okay. And I'm assuming I'm assuming we're asking as a human being. Like, could we pray to you and say, please modify the soul contract, and you would do it? Our higher self would do it? No. Okay. So, because then the next question was, if yes, is that done through free will? So can we change our soul contracts using free will? No. But what we do have free will is how we choose to respond, right? There you go. So it's the same thing. Like, again, you can either choose to respond to leave a nasty message on here because you think I'm doing something weird or lying, or somebody told me I was lying the other day. I'm like, I have no reason to lie. I mean, can you imagine if I had to like pretend like I was doing this the whole time? And I mean, first of all, to try to control them, if I swung on myself, that's how they would swing. Anyways, doesn't matter. You don't need to say anything in the comments, but that was the choice that person made to respond rather than going in deep, going inside. Like, why is this bugging me so bad? Okay. Three, can we ask our spirit guides okay, so this is a similar question. So can we ask our spirit guides to modify our soul contracts? No, so they're being consistent. So the question was, if yes, would we have to reincarnate to finish the original soul contract? Oh, gotcha. All right, well, that leads me, if we don't finish our soul, do we always finish our soul contracts before we leave, regardless? Oh, yes. Well, we finish the timeline, correct? Of the soul contract? Okay. Do we ever want to come back and repeat that soul contract? Okay, like some of the trials in there? Yes. Okay. So if you don't want to repeat certain things, let's figure that out. So we don't, what do they want from us so we don't have to come back and repeat stuff, right? Okay. Number four, is it possible that trauma can block living the way your soul planned? Ah, no. So is our response first of all, the trauma was in our soul contract, correct? Yes. See, aren't we nice to ourselves? But we're going to be so much better because of it, right? We're going to evolve and be so much better. Okay. So is it, and I know this is going to trigger some people, so please examine this. And I'm just going to say this in a general term, and I know this is not reasonable. So that's why I'm saying general. Are we then responsible for are we here to choose how to respond to the trauma? Yes. Okay. And I'm not saying that choice is easy. That's why I was sensitive about that. So even when the choice is difficult, yes. Does that, no. Okay, so I'm not sure what I asked them now. So scrap that because I'm not sure what I was asking them. So they said no to something. So I had this thought about trauma. Is it in our soul contract? Sometimes. If we experience a very difficult recovery process to trauma, is that alone the difficulty of the recovery process in our soul contract? Yes. So because we don't bounce out of the trauma quickly, that is meant to be that way, correct? Okay. So it's just like giving permission, I think, to say, in case you're like, well, I've been dealing with this drama or trauma for a long time or whatever's long to you, and then not judging that. I think is what I was getting at, you know. So now I'm starting to do a little counseling, but so just not judging the time that it's taking you because it will take everybody a different amount of time. Okay. All right. So again, additional questions? I can imagine we would have maybe part 2 and 3 and 4 of soul contract because there's just so many angles we could go down. But we will timestamp at, hey, Lob, can you timestamp 2030 and just say Trump soul contract? So we'll do like the beginning, 15, 1 to 20 would be like intro questions to soul contracts, and then 20 minutes is at Trump's soul contract. Okay, so number 5, does DJT, so 45, have to serve as President 47 to complete his soul contract? That is a good question, and they are really, I'm telling you, look at that. No. The answer is no. Okay. So did Trump serve his soul contract by serving up to this point? Okay. But he does not. Okay, I'll just ask. Will Trump become the 47th president of the United States? No. And I'm telling you, when I answer these questions in the spirit circle last night, I made them all solemnly swear, and they had to put their little hands up in the chat and say that they will not, this is for, I mean, I know it's ridiculous to say, but this literally is for entertainment. I want you to entertain the ideas that they're giving you. That's it. Okay. Which means if he becomes the president, the 47th president, then it's just deeper. It's just so much bigger, you guys. There's timelines and energy, and they could be answering on a different timeline. I don't, that's so many things to explore, and we are exploring them here on this channel. But I'm just saying, I get hesitant to even ask questions like that because people get so mad. They get so mad. Don't get your hopes up by that comment, is what I'm saying, okay? Figure out why you need to have your hopes up about this whole situation. The trigger is inside of you, okay? I'm going to always keep saying that on this channel. For me too. Find out why inside yourself you have to have the hope that you are looking for from this conversation. If you walk away like, oh, thank God Karen said that, and then if it turns out not to be, why were you so triggered about that? Okay, so it's this whole game. It's this whole like little dance that we're playing as human beings, And I just want to do the best I can here to facilitate this entertaining of ideas, but taking responsibility for those, how we take in the information, okay? Including myself. Trust me, I was quite excited to see that answer. And will I be disappointed? Yes, I will be. But I'm not going to. I put them in timeout once. Sometimes I put them in timeout because I'm like, I don't understand you, But it's still worth it to me to have these conversations because it's interesting, and I'm growing because of them. And I know a lot of people here are too. So you have to decide, okay? Okay, let's see. So, number 6, has 45 been on this earth more than this current lifetime? Yes. The follow-up question is, when he chose this soul contract, was he hoping to make amends from a previous lifetime? No. Okay. You might have a follow-up question to that. I don't have one off the top of my head. Number 7, is 45 actually a highly enlightened soul? Did your eyes go like this? Yes. Who agreed to serve in this incarnation as the controversial personality he is? I'm breaking this question up. Big swing. as part of the divine plan for humanity's highest good? Huge swing. That, okay, mic drop. That's pretty much all I wanted to know. And I'm really want us to think about that. I really want us to think about that. I did a video weeks ago that was like, maybe this is why it happened this way, I think I said. And this is exactly what I was talking about. My instinct just was like, I think I was trying to cope with the whole idea that this was happening. And I was like, oh, maybe it needed to happen this way. I was listening to another psychic last night, and she kept hearing, you avoided a bloodbath. Is that true? Yes. Okay. So, okay. Well, I have so many questions I could ask about that, what it is for humanity's highest good. But I think, if you've been around my channel, you probably have an idea. But if you have extra questions, let me know. Okay. Number 8, is 45 fulfilling his soul contract properly? Yes. Is it possible for any of us to not fulfill is it possible for us to veer off track of our soul contracts? Okay. No. All right. Okay, so if no, has he deviated from his soul contract for the worst? Can we deviate from our soul contracts? Okay, well, what's the difference? Oh, I guess I asked fulfilling his soul contract. Okay. So we can deviate. Well, that's what I meant by go off track. Okay. So we can, but we're still like, let's just say there's a rubber band. In the rubber band, we just kind of, there's some give, and we walk away from our soul contract, just boing, 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 and then eventually boing, it boings us back. Is that an accurate analogy of that? Okay. So we can walk off of let's just say it's a straight path. We can walk off of that soul contract as a straight path, but we're always connected to it. Is that correct? Like tethered. It's more like a tether. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Big swing on the tether. Okay. So then is Donald has he deviated off of his soul contract a little bit? No. Okay. So he was expected to be the lying, narcissistic, sociopathic buffoon that he's acting like. Oh my gosh. Did my just kindergarten self just come out? I think it did. Okay, but they're like, yes. Okay. So Donald was treated the way he was as a child in order to develop this character, correct? In order for him to be able to pull off this. Yes. And so his parents were playing the role as well. So his parents then gave us the gift of Donald. Okay. Yes. And not just by birth, but by helping mold his personality into what it is. If you read Mary Trump's book, it's quite interesting. There's there's a whole bunch of them always at the thrift shop. I like Mary. I would pay full price for it. I like her a lot, actually. She hasn't given me any reason to not. I find her very truthful. Okay, so let's see. So if yes to Donald fulfilling his soul contract properly, does this mean that God is if yes to the no. Okay, is God displeased with 45? No. Does God ever get displeased with any of us? No. Try to wrap that around your head, especially if you've been told your whole life that God does, that he's a vengeful God, Never, ever resonated with me, not for a second. Even though I was told that, I was told things, never resonated with me. Because it wasn't in my soul contract to resonate with. Is that correct? Yep. And if it resonated with you, then it was in your soul contract to resonate with it. And then you found yourself here getting a little challenged. Like, oh, there's a different idea out there. I got to figure out how I feel about that. That's all that matters. It's just figure out how you feel about it. Is that true? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's not about right or wrong, you guys, because I don't know how else to say it, but are there any right or wrongs ever in the universe? I mean, as human beings and egos, we say, of course, it's wrong to hurt somebody, right? But again, if we're talking about soul contracts, then shouldn't we be thanking them for hurting us? I mean, that sounds ludicrous, but yes. Oh, God. Why do we do this to ourselves? I'm just going to whine a little bit. Okay, let's see. So number 9, is 45 soul contract to do evil / bad / cause havoc? Yes. I mean, I know this is weird, but it's almost like should we be thanking him for the growth, the spiritual growth he's created in us, many of us? So, just saying. Your ego is what doesn't want to thank him. You know what I mean? It's your ego. Yeah. But your spirit being inside of the spirit that you are, which is everything about you except for 90% of us is fluid or whatever. So the physical form is the only part that probably doesn't want to thank him. Okay, so they're agreeing with me, yes. Okay, so if yes, has his soul contract already been to do, has his soul contract always been to do evil, bad, or cause havoc? Yes, and again, that's why he was raised that way, so that he would bring this to us. So then I'm just going to do the follow-up. If no, is his soul contract aligned with an altruistic desire to help humanity progress in consciousness? Okay, so they're saying yes to that too. So I'm not sure that was a... So his contract was to be this evil / bad / whatever, create havoc. But that also is his desire, his higher self's desire to help humanity progress in consciousness. Correct? Yes. So thank you, Donald. I'm telling you, I have not been so spiritually aware as I have been in the last couple months. So, and I'm 55. So, and I've always kind of been on a path, but wow. And I hear a lot of people saying that. So that's kind of cool. All right. Number 10. Is part of Trump's soul contract to expose the gaps in the Constitution? Yes. Which leads me, I keep hearing that the founding fathers, the spirits of the founding fathers, are very much aware of what's going on. Is that true? Yes. Are they working with, did they plan this out with 45's higher self? Oh, interesting. Yes. So we can assume a positive outcome then? Yes. Okay. All right. Can we assume a positive outcome? Can we assume a bigger positive outcome if we look deep into our own triggers from all of this? Yay, see, this is why I'm going to keep talking about it. So if we avoid our triggers and just get angry and don't accept and just avoid, will we have to continue going through this as a humanity? Okay, guys, kind of makes sense, right? I guess we can't use the word lesson though. No, they said no. No lessons. We're not here, which is really interesting. So, do you guys, meaning my spirit guides, do you, or the collective, do you guys consider this school? They do not, because a lot of people say that, and I get it. I mean, it makes sense, right? So you got to tease that one out in your head. So this is not a school. This is an experience. Okay, it's an experience. Interesting. Let's see. Number 11. Is 45 soul contract to expose corruption in politics? Oh God, I hope so. Yes. On both sides of the aisle? Yes. In all over the world? Yes. I mean, think about what he's doing. I mean, that was a huge ask. Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing, you guys. What I understand from all my years of listening to spiritual stuff and channelers and everything. That's why I know how to ask some questions, because I've heard this, but I've never asked them. When 45 passes over, or not only that, but because he does have a lot of people who praise him, obviously, which is probably healthy for his, yeah, so like they're praying to God, they think he's savior, blah, 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 which really annoys some of us. Does that balance out the hateful energy that his higher self has to deal with? Okay, it does balance it out. Is that the reason why those people are doing that? Like that was part of their soul contract to help balance that? Okay. Once all this is uncovered and we find out about the corruption and all that, because that he's exposing, but I'm assuming it's because he's doing it too. Yes. Will his higher self always have to deal with the future of humans sending negative energy to him? Yes. And that's what I was trying to get to, because Hitler has to do the same thing, right? Yes. So Hitler's soul contract was it was different, but just as serious. Obviously, yes. And to this day, Hitler's soul contract or higher self has to deal with the negative energy that is constantly coming towards it, him, her, whatever. Yes. So think about that. You know what I mean? And that's really interesting to me. So we are contributing collectively then when we hate on somebody, we are contributing to their, well, I don't know. Do we suffer as higher selves? No, but we have to deal with that energy, correct? Is it better for us to not be, is it karma for us? If we do that, is that going to come back on us? Yeah. Okay. All right. We hear you. Okay. So just play with that a little bit and see if you have any questions about that. All right. Let's see. Soul contract. 12. Is it in his soul contract to point out, prove the weaknesses? Okay, so we answer this question, but I'm going to, okay, they're already saying yes. And flaws in our democracy? Yes. Okay. I'm not going to argue with people about democracy versus the republic. Somebody left a comment on the channel today. Sometimes, you guys, if I find the comments, you might get a little smackdown from me. You never know. I can do a smackdown. So somebody just left, it was, anyways, that's a whole nother story, but somebody just said, it's a republic, which I'm tired of hearing because, that's a MAGA person. Like, that's just how I felt. I was like, just shut up. Like, just stop that. That's not even important. Like, they were trying to say we're not a democracy. And I'm like, yeah, but there is a democratic role that the people play. I mean, they just get that all twisted and then they don't look into, anyways, it's a whole nother conversation. But so yeah, they got a little nice, a little smackdown. Is it in my best interest to give people smackdowns? No. Okay, is it in my best interest to let them have their opinion and then let it roll? Yes. I'm such a teacher though. I can't help it. I'm trying. I have done very well, I have to say. Okay, all right. Should I just let my community give them a smackdown? No. No, see, because it's not good for you to give a smackdown either. All right, let that karma, because, okay, here's the thing, you guys, is when someone makes a comment like that, then, and if I felt a certain way about it and someone else felt, which is maybe why we should keep the comments on our channel like that, because one, it's triggering, so then we have to figure out why we're triggered, and then they're going to have to feel that when they do their life review, which I will do a call out. I think I did a call out on life review questions. So that's going to be another one. Okay, so they're saying yes. Okay. I'm telling you, it would just be better if we never talked. Would it be better if we just never talked? They're saying yes, it would be better if we just never talked. It would. Try being impeccable with your word. It's practically impossible. It feels impossible. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is longer than I expected it to be, but that's what happens, flow of consciousness. And if I had one person one time say, write the questions down ahead of time. And I'm like, there's no way I could have written any of this down. We do have questions in front of me that you've asked, but there's other things as facilitator I'm going to expand on. And guess what? I get to do that because it's my video. So, but it's all flow of consciousness for me. So I think many people find it helpful and some people don't, and that's okay. It's okay. You can not listen to it. It's totally fine. Okay, and I do try to do better each time I get some feedback. Okay, so let's see. Number 13. Is Donald's soul contract to shake things? We're sort of saying things a different way, but the same thing. To shake things up in the world. Okay, yes. So not just in the is it just for the United States to shake up things in the United States? No. Okay. So if yes, is he doing it by reflecting the darkest part of humanity? Yes. It's so interesting because they were kind of stuck a little bit and I could feel them just pull it. I could just feel the unclicking. So if you're new, this is just a little cylinder on here and these are not connected. And sometimes there's like a little ridge here and it just gets, you can hear that? It just gets a little clicky. And sometimes the way I'm holding it, I might have to go like this I can just tell they're having a hard time. And I could feel the boom, just kind of, it's really interesting. All right. Aren't our SGs just amazing? Thanks you guys so much, seriously. Can everybody say thank you to my SGs right now? I think they would really appreciate that energy. And then also, okay, thank you. They would really appreciate that. I never thought to do that before. I mean, I thank them, but to have everybody else thank them, they'll get to feel that. And then let's everybody collectively, let's all thank all of our spirit guides. So thank you to all the spirit guides, for all the humans that will find themselves in this video. And if we all say that, then all of our spirit guides will get a nice little, oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. I'm glad I just thought of that. Did you guys plant that in my head? You did? Well, you just wanted a pat on the back. Okay. So let me ask you guys. So when I ask additional questions here, are all of those additional questions just coming from me, like my ego, my brain? Okay. Are some of them coming from just my brain? No. Okay. So they're all intuitively coming from like my higher self or you guys? Wow. Okay, so no complaining. I have no control over this. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate people who allow me to goof around a little bit because I like to. All right, let's see. Number 14 is Donald's. See how I'm now calling him Donald? Seriously, you can start to soften up. And I know, and then I'll turn something on and I'll be right back to that 45. But right now I feel like calling him Donald. I think of Little Donald, like Little Donald. If you read that book, you'll understand what I mean, Mary's book. All right, is Donald's soul contract to learn to open his heart? Right, because his higher self is getting a lot. Okay, yeah. Okay, so his higher self is going to be growing tremendously from this. Is that correct? Yes. Is Donald on his last lifetime? Oh, he's not. Okay. Is he gonna need to, is he fulfilling this enough where he's gonna be able to come back? Is he gonna have to come back and do the same shenanigans? No, but they're really quiet about that. Okay, so somehow I'm not asking that correctly. I don't really care, but if you guys have questions about it, you can ask more. Okay, so 15 is our soul contract to live under 45. Yes, that's why it's a very special time that we've been born. Is this a very special time? Yes. Is it an extremely unique time in all of humanity? Yes. So we are here for this special time because it was very important to us. Yes. Cool. If yes, is the purpose of this method in terms of our souls being here during the time of 45, is the purpose of this method to challenge society to choose the light? Nice. All right, well then I'll keep doing this work, right? So we can all do this kind of work in different ways, all different ways. All right, number 16, will we learn the lessons he brought to the surface and become stronger as loving, caring nation? Nice. Wide swing. Will that be done in the next decade? Yes. Is there a chance we won't learn the lessons that are brought to the surface? There is a chance. Okay. Is that where free will comes in? Okay. So should we feel like we need to get this right? No. Is that because our souls are eternal? Yes. Okay. Do you think, at least the timeline we're on right now, that we will get it right? Yes. And the way that people are coming together, the way people are thinking about things, just collectively, you can see the energy right now appears to be moving in that direction to get it right. Oh, thank goodness. Are people who are finding themselves in this community or on other channels similar to this a part of helping make that right? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, good. That makes, if they said no, I'd be like, okay, bye, closing down. Closing down shop. Oh my gosh. All right, well, that was awesome for me. I enjoyed that tremendously. So many questions I have never, again, 8 years. I mean, I didn't dig deep like this because it's so much more interesting having a conversation. It's like having a conversation with somebody and you can go to layer after down, down, down into the layers when you're talking to somebody. But if you're just talking to yourself, sometimes the layers just don't get there. You don't quite get to the layers. And so this is amazing. Like, I am learning so much. So All right, well, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this content, I'd appreciate a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't subscribed, it'd be amazing. And let me know if you have any questions from this topic or any other. Just put them in the comments and we'll collect them and we'll do additional episodes. So, all right, have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye bye.